Okay, great afternoon. I think we're just about to afternoon, maybe. Anyway, I was going through the internet and I was watching this, and this is going to be a sample read on doing tarot. And so this is for those that are wanting to learn tarot, etc. Now, I do all my stuff differently. I don't do the same read all the time. I mix up cards. I will put in Lenormand with my playing deck, with my tarot, sometimes the oracle deck. Now, in this case, I'm using the tarot, the playing cards, and the Lenormand deck, a regular Lenormand deck, not my extended deck. And I'm doing a reading on this video, which I'm going to put the link in the post area. So I can't believe I spent this much on things to resell and what's sold on Poshmark. I'll spit it out here in a minute. So it winds up that she spent $80 on all this stuff to resale, and she made a profit of $14. So some of the things she bought, she recouped some of the money, but she was at a loss. Okay, so the first part of this read, I've already got the cards out, and this is kind of like the background thing on it, setting us up to know kind of what's going on. So about it, it's about her mentally retreating, wanting to mentally retreat. What's crossing it is this message about the money message, or the concrete message about what's going on with it. So what we have with that, pushing the reading, it's about this eating away at her profits, at her money margin, okay? What she's doing, trying to make the living, trying to make money, but it's being eaten away. It's not going well, okay? So on one side of it, we have conversations about the actions that had taken place, and the key is about the new things about money. New information about money, okay? So we have, going into this rapidly, the mental assessments of what's going on and the choices she's made in life when it comes to this reselling. Above it are the actions she's been doing, ruled by the actions, and the foundation is, of course, being the merchant. And what we have above this, when it comes to mentally charging forward, it's the child, so new, and this is not the theft. If you get the swords, I see it as sometimes the takeaway. What you leave behind, what you're taking, cautions, looking at things. So this new assessment, because underneath of it, we have the story about losses, okay? This story about loss. So in some items she bought, it cost her. She spent more on the items than she recouped from it, okay? So this is, when it comes to the actions, controlling the actions, the new assessment is an agreement about control. So this is, what she's got to pay the companies, etc. And when it comes to the storyline about loss of the merchant, this is wanting to get to a better place with Star, so higher information, higher knowing, higher awareness. And then we look what's driving the story. Underneath of it, the harsh light of truth, about control, taking charge, okay? The struggle that she's having with it, the loss that she faced when it comes to what she's birthing, what she's putting out there, feeling pushed to the edge, and then what she's sharing. So that's what we have for background. Now, if we wanted to continue forward, we could pick one of the cards to keep at the center of it. So do we want to do the harsh truth or merchant? I think we're going to start with the merchant card. Okay. So we're going to put that in the center. I'm going to pick these up and we'll do another read, the same thing, and just see what we wind up getting. So let me get all the cards picked up and ruffle shuffle again. And then we will see what we're going to get in the next layer of this. So you could do as many layers as you need, you know, to gain clarification, etc., on what's taking place. But let's see if it's going to give us some more information on what she's doing, or perhaps more clarification on a new direction or something that would aid in knowledge about what's going on. And hopefully this just, you know, helps somebody with their own reading style. These are just suggestions. Everyone develops their own way of reading. But geez, these are just some things that I do. Oop, I got a card here that, wrong card, it goes with the other deck. Get back over there. So continue to ruffle, shuffle these, get them ready. And we'll continue forward. You know, you can mix up your cards. You could do all tarot on this if you wanted, or all Lenormand, or whatever. I just happen to pick different decks, either Oracle or Lenormand, or the playing cards, and mix them up to get a little bit of more extended type of a look at things. So, okay, so let's see. When we have the merchant, what else is going on in the center of it? The wheel is turning. Okay, and what's crossing it underneath of it is looking deeper, investigating on what's going on as this wheel is turning. So let's see what else we have. Coming into it, this is about long-term profits, concrete things for the long term, about the mindset being ruled by mind or information. Above it, the burden of the actions that she's had going on when it comes to being a merchant, and the actions in hand, what she's doing, okay? And some sort of an agreement. We'll leave that over here and we'll look at the rest of that, what's going on underneath of things, in a few minutes. So we're going to go ahead and use the Lenormand. And when it comes to first thing coming into it, it's about the long term. Above it, being crafty. Doesn't mean deceptive always, and this thing is about being smart, getting, you know, and yeah, with the evidence in hand, what you've got monetary-wise, being smart with it, with what you have. So in this deck, when it's riding on the horse, that is the queen. That is the queen, and the pentacle, monetary, what she's got, what she's working with, being smart for the long term is what it's saying. So under that is about knowledge. The books, knowledge, and the struggle. Okay, the struggle may be gaining more knowledge about what she's doing for the long term. Okay. What's at the heart of it? And this is about the past, looking at the past. From the heart of it, the burden, okay, getting smart about her, what she's got in hand to work with, the burden of that, and at the heart of it, looking at the past things, what's worked, what hasn't worked, okay? And we have the community. Community and being out in the cold, you know, looking for more money out in the cold when it comes to her mentality, her understanding, okay? At the heart of it, looking at the past, investigating, again, what she's doing, what she's not doing, what's working, what's not working, the struggle she's having learning, coming into it, what's key, and we have the truth, looking at the key truth. Again, this is the Queen of Swords, which is the truth. The other side of it, the whip. The whip when it comes to choices made in life. So the harsh thing about the choices made in life, the truth, looking at her choices that she's been doing. Again, information, gathering information she's struggling with, at the heart of it, the past, what she's been doing, what she hasn't, the burden of her actions, the long term happening with this, and again, her mindset when it comes to it, the truth, getting clever with the truth, and wanting to get more out of the community, more finance. So let's see what we have underneath of this. Light on taking the lid off of things, okay? The light on taking the lid off of things, seeing it more clearly. There's also the card sometimes for compassion, but it's also, sometimes I say you need to take the lid off and look at things. So I think that's what this is saying. We can do another layer, what's blocked when it comes to her monetary stuff. Needs to go within and see what's being blocked, how it's been blocked. The new action could have some short-term success, new information about friends, alliances, etc. And the takeaway about maybe some things that need to end and be changed. Okay, so let's see what's underneath of all of this, driving it, the underlying story. So for that, we're going to go out here, and it's about an agreement, maybe a new cup, something new coming in. Yeah, new cup, new information. Getting something about higher awareness, looking at something better, something higher. Perhaps some of this holding back some money, okay? When it comes to family, when it comes to these things, and again, perhaps seeing it from a different viewpoint, looking at other things that are affecting her world and what she is constructing and building, trying to build her business, figuring out the next move, making some judgments about what to do next, okay? When it comes to being ruled by the emotions, maybe, again, clarify things a little more. And the rapid things of struggle that she's dealing with, and about controlling situations a little bit more, because again, some of this is mentally, physically painful, the harsh light of truth about the controlling the actions, okay, about controlling the actions. So anyway, that would be the second layer of what's going on with it. Maybe reevaluating, looking for something higher, something better. When it comes to their actions, maybe when you're buying or selling, finding a better way to do it. Now you could go, if you wanted to do another layer, you could do another layer and get another round of information, whether it would be controlling actions or the actions you're doing in hand. I would say more about looking at your actions, okay, what you're doing. So again, this was about the merchant, with how things are moving, karmic, you put in X, you get out X, okay? And investigating, looking deeper at the situation. So like I said, when I'm doing readings, I'm not doing more of prophetic readings, saying, oh, your business is going to turn around, it's going to be, this. No, as you can see, my readings are more looking at situations and assessing them. It's more of the advisory type of things, more of looking at a little deeper into possible clarification, things to look at and delve into a bit more. So again, that's just my type of reading, and why I haven't been doing readings for people, because like I said, I'm not into doing prophetic readings about, oh, you're going to get a boyfriend, or you're going to get married, and it's going to be, or you're going to have X amount of children, or whatever it is. These are more of looking at situations and gaining a more background and clarification into what to look at. So that's just my type of reading style and what I do versus what a lot of other readers are doing. And so hopefully this helps you in your own, developing your own reading style. This is not saying you have to follow my reading style, absolutely not. Everybody has to develop their own reading style. Again, what the cards mean to you specifically. It's not about trying to memorize what somebody else thinks the cards mean, because it's your interaction with it, a conversation that's going on with your own internal awareness. So I hope that helps somebody in their reading skills and as to what they want to develop and what direction they're going with it. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.